Alright, guys, welcome back to AWM FX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. First of all, I'd like to wish every one of you Happy New Year 2023. Alright, so basically, what happened was that yesterday I posted a question on my Facebook page. Alright, so asking to identify the QML level, break of structure, entry level. So basically, it was Euro NZD way back on November 2022. Right. So I got a few tips for you guys. Right. I got a few tips for you guys. So basically, you can see that actually a lot of people, all right, most of you, you are blinded by the big movement. All right. You are blinded by the big movement. This is even worse. You know why? Because of the chart. This is actually a history chart that has already happened. All right. So if you're blinded by this kind of big movement, so what will happen if you're talking about when we are seeing the live chart when it didn't happen yet? All right. So you will have a lot of problems. So what do I mean? What I mean is that when I posted this question right there, a lot of people was caught attention on this big movement. All right. This movement actually is actually extremely huge. Yeah. I have to admit it, it was extremely huge. All right, it was extremely huge. But this is not the point, right? The point of us trading actually is not to catch all this big movement. You hear me correct? It's not to catch all this big movement because sometimes we cannot predict the future. All right, not sometimes we really cannot predict the future. So what we actually should be looking at, right? You should be looking at, if you look at it, this is 15 minutes, which is actually a time frame lower. Okay, so what actually happens is that we need to follow the trail of the movement. All right, just bear with me. So basically, you can see that the price actually is going downtrend. All right, the price is going downtrend, breaking structure, breaking structure, breaking structure. So basically, it is a bearish trend. All right, going downtrend. Right. So when we look at this smaller time frame right here, so what happens is that this 15 minutes, the price is also going downtrend, right? So I need to go through with you slowly if you're able to see the downtrend of this 15 minutes movement, all right? Okay, so it reached this point. This is the lowest low, all right? This is the lowest low. Let me make the color a little bit darker so that I can see properly. Sorry, it's supposed to be the other way around. Forgive me on that. So it was going downtrend. All right. So I asked the question, where is the QML level? Where's the break of structure and where's the entry level? This is very, very important. Extremely important. All right. Extremely important. Why? It's because if you're unable to identify the QML, all right, if you're unable to QML, it's useless. All right. So where is the QML level? The QML level is right here. All right. If you follow the trail, you follow the steps by steps, it was right here. And where does it start breaking the structure? So this is the point where the structure broke, right? This is the point where the structure broke, okay? So your break of structure is right here, okay? Very, very easy, very, very simple. Now, entry point. Now we look at it, entry point, okay? Very simple. If you look at the whole movement right there, all right? Of course, let me take this thing out. I always talk about MPL. I always talk about the decision point, right? So let me have my horizontal line first and get the arrow straightened first. Right. So when I put my line, I must have a lot of resistance, right? Or should I say a support? Or should I say it's a SSR, but with a twist. Okay. So follow me. Okay. This is where I have my rejection, 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 rejection. And of course, this I might adjust it a little bit higher. I have rejection a lot along the way, right? So this rejection, should it be at the body or should it be at the weight? No, it should be at the area. It should be at the area where there is a lot, all right? There is a lot of body touching or other wicks touching. It's either way, all right? Means that a lot of candles touching it. So basically, this is my MPL. This line is my MPL. And now, After I got my MPL, where is my decision point? Very simple. The only zone, all right, of course, you can make it even smaller time frame, but I don't think it's necessary, right? The zone, the demand zone that's left was here, all right? Now, I have a few lessons here. You have to listen to these videos. You have to watch this video throughout, all right? So, of course, I have my entry area, okay? So, you might be arguing, hey, how about this? How about this? How about this? Yes, all these are possible entry area. They are still fresh. They are still fresh and they still able for you to trade. But which one is the one that is more significant? This will be decision point. And not only that, if you look at it, this is the demand zone that pushed through the price to break structure, not once, but twice, right? It has broke the structure twice, right? It broke the structure twice. So this is called a very powerful decision point, okay? So basically, the price came back down into this area and then went up. All right, so it came back down. So what? So what? Why? Very simple. For me, I told a lot of my students, okay, it's not about the big movement. It's about the risk reward ratio. All right, you can see my zone there, right? Very obvious, right? My zone. Where is my take profit? Compulsory take profit. It should be at top here. All right, but because of some reason, I always lower it a bit. Why? It's because of the spread. It's because of the news. You know, a lot of things, uncertainties. Let's make it this area. So what is the risk reward ratio? The risk reward ratio is the one that matters. It's not, all right, it's not, let me put it a little bit bigger, all right, because of spread. It's not about the movement. It's about the risk reward ratio, 1 to 9, all right? Means that you're risking 1 and then you got 9, right? It's not about this movement towards the high side. You got it? You guys got it? So I got this movement. I have my money saved in my pockets. All right. Now, let me go through with you guys why this is a take profit, good take profit zone. Okay, let me explain. So along the way, all right, if you look at it along the way, that of course there is another zone that existed. All right, there is another zone that existed that was right here. A huge zone, of course. So what happened was that the price actually got consumed, right, by this movement before it came back to retest. Meaning that this zone, right, is no longer valid. All right, this zone is no longer valid, making us the profit target on the resistance right here is very, very reasonable. All right, so I took my profit. The price came back down. So what? All right, you have to understand that. So what? It's nothing to do about the movement. Most of you guys got blinded by this week and then this. All right, another lesson. All right, first of all, I talk about the risk reward ratio. Second, I talk about the zone. Now, the third one, right? Sometimes you guys need to understand the time of trading. All right, you need to understand about that. Of course, this is according to my time. I'm from Malaysia, so it's UTC +8, right? So if you ever got into a trade, all right, let's assume you got into a trade, and it's going to be weekend soon. All right, look at the time. All right, it's 11 p.m. my time. All right, it's going to be weekend soon. You should never ever risk, all right, your money. Right, if you didn't go into this trade, or should I say if you didn't caught this trade, or you didn't take your profit, all right, there's of course another chance right there. All right, another QML, all right, continuous QML, all right, for you to go into the trade, to enter it. All right, and of course your take profit should be very obvious. It's right there. Right, this is your take profit zone. Very obvious. For those who have been following me, my students, you should know. All right, if you took both trades or whatever, never ever leave your trades open during the weekend. Why? That's very simple. Because we do not know what will happen during the Saturday and Sunday. All right. So when there is a big news or anything happens, there should be a big gap such like this. All right. So when there is a big gap, not only that, the spread is going to be crazy high during weekend. So whatever zone you have, unless you're gonna have a bigger zone, right, you're gonna stop you out. Right. I've seen 10 pips of stop loss. Sorry, the spread 10 pips and something even bigger than that. Right. So that's all for today. Hopefully it really helps you guys to, explaining the trading of using QML. The concept is actually very simple, but the problem is that the various of the chart that makes it complicated, right? And also the psychological part of your brain. All right, so that's all for today, and hopefully you guys like the video, the New Year video that I did for you. And if you like it, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that I am able to give you guys more insider way of trading QML, supply and demand. All right, so see you guys then. Bye.